Fox News has reported that California is now a sanctuary state. And the sanctuary state law went into effect on January 1. And for all the black people who might not understand this, it's your fault too. It really is your fault. Because what the sanctuary state does is allow illegal aliens to come in from anywhere. And believe me, they're now coming in droves from across the borders, from everywhere, and they're landing in California. And for the last 27 years, my nonprofit, Bond, have been fighting against illegals, trying to get the government to put a border around the wall, deport illegal aliens, because it's having a negative effect on the black community first and foremost, but on our country overall. And do you know, during the rallies and things that we put on, and protests and letters to the government, phone calls to the government, we could not get majority of blacks to stand up for their own self-interest? And the reason that they wouldn't, because their godless black politicians are supporting illegals coming into this country. And the reason that the black politicians, along with the white politicians, Democrats, are supporting it is for the vote. It's about politics and power for them. But they use the phony word racism. And blacks would not stand up and fight against this over the last 20-something years. And they are being affected in their schools, in their communities, in their homes, in the area of employment. And many, if not most, black people rely on the government to take care of them, free medical care and stuff like that. And when you go to the county facilities, medical facilities, you have to wait in line because of the illegal aliens. But the blacks are so brainwashed and dumbed down and demoralized and so much hatred in their hearts that they fell for the lie that it was about race. I blame the black folks for this. Because if they stood up, the politicians would have to do the right thing. So for those black folks who don't know what a sanctuary city is and what it means to you, California, as I said, has become, as of January 1, 2018, has become a sanctuary state. That means that all over the place, right? And that means that illegal aliens, everybody and their mama, can just come in now. And as a result of California becoming a sanctuary state, all police are barred from asking about immigration status or participating in federal immigration enforcement in most cases. So now when the cops arrest the illegals, they can't ask about that. And they cannot turn them over to the federal immigration laws. Isn't that amazing? Fox News is reporting that landlords are banned from reporting the legal status of their tenants. So if you own an apartment building or a house in California and you're looking for a nice tenant to rent it to, because you look for decent people, you now cannot, if you find out by accident, because you can't even ask them now, you find out that you have an illegal alien that you're renting to, you can't report it. It doesn't matter how bad they are. It could be MS-13 gang members. You cannot report it in California. And one of the reasons that I blame black Americans for it, because if black people had stood against this years ago when it was first starting to realize that these illegals were coming in and that they were being affected by it in their schools and places like that, this would have been taken care of a long time ago. But because blacks are not individuals, they're not all, they're not children of God, they fall for the lie that is racism. They didn't do anything. And wicked witch of the West, Maxine Waters, can care less. Maxine Waters is about Maxine Waters and her family. She doesn't care a hoot about black people. Colleges cannot monitor the immigration status of students they enroll. And mark my word, There will be infighting. There will be fighting between blacks and Hispanics about blacks not being able to get into the university because there are more Hispanics than blacks. If not now, there will be, because Hispanics are having babies like 90 going north, and they're going to outnumber black people, and these blacks are not going to be able to get into these schools, even based on affirmative action, because the Hispanics will take the place. That's what the Democrats are pushing, and they're doing it for the votes, not for the people. Illegals already get driver's licenses, cheap in-state college tuition, free health care for their children. And blacks are like, I can't afford to go to the doctor. Because 77% of the children are born out of wedlock. These Hispanics can now, or illegal aliens can now get free health care for their children. They don't have to have a job or know English. I know blacks that we have tried to help get jobs in the state of California, the city of Los Angeles, and if you don't know Spanish, they would not hire you. They would not hire you. Even if you are an American citizen, if you don't know Spanish, they would not hire the blacks. Isn't that amazing? And blacks are angry about that, but yet, because they're in a fallen state, they support it. Okay, these illegals don't have to have a job or know English, and it doesn't matter if they've committed crimes, including many violent crimes. They are still welcome. The Democrats are like, come on in and have some free stuff. You need a house? You need some food? We got your back, as long as you vote for us. And we have an estimated 2.3 million illegal aliens in California. 2.3 million illegal aliens in California, and that's likely to increase as more seek protection. Fox News is also reporting that Los Angeles County paid out $1.3 billion in illegal immigrant welfare payouts in just 2 years. $1.3 billion in California in illegal immigrant welfare payouts in just 2 years. In 2015 and 2016, nearly a quarter of the amount spent on the county's entire needy population. These people are sucking the state dry. And it's all for the vote that the Democrats are doing this. Isn't that amazing? And once again, I blame the blacks. If black Americans were to wake up, return back to God, love what's right with all their heart, soul, and might, love their country, take control of their own lives, and stop following their godless leaders, think for themselves, stop being haters, we can make America great again overnight. And now the Democrats are doing to the Hispanics what they have done to blacks, brainwashing, dumbing down, spoiling them in order to use them for votes. And there are many legal Hispanics who are not for a sanctuary city or a sanctuary state.